Okay, we're now doing the background of this portrait I'm doing of the dog, which is up there. And once we get the background done, we can concentrate on the whole dog itself. Gonna go with some black, and the actual dog's near enough black as well, so you might think it's a bit crazy to do this background the same colour as the dog, but it'll work. What we've done, we've got a rough sketch of how the dog's done and all the outline, where the eyes is, where the nose is, and mouth, all in position, and everything is the right size. And really, you just got to make sure that you're right with everything, that these are in the right position. That's really, really important, and that you can fit the whole picture on. So the way we do that is we do a drawing of this dog before we start, and I've had to cut a lot of that out because we haven't really got time to do the whole video by showing things like sketches. I've done a sketch on a stencil board. I've done all my crossing out, rubbing outs on that, because you don't want to be doing that on your artboard. Once you're happy with your drawing, you transfer it onto your picture, which is what I've got here, everything in place, just bits of detail I need to know, and then we can get started properly on the painting. First of all, now got the background done it all black, so that's out of the way. Now we can concentrate on the dog. What we're going to do now is we're going to do some of these light parts on here now, so just check my colour. It's got some like gold colour around here. Just going to fill this in. And this part now is called blocking in. And what this is, I'm just putting colour on the dog itself. Not going for too much detail. Just looking where it's a little bit brown. Bit there. And we don't have to be dead on here either. Just sort of just put it where the colour is, a bit there. I'm not looking for any detail at the minute. I'm just putting a colour on. And where else can I see it? It tends to be a bit white there, so let's put a bit there. Just let some colour show through there. It's lighter here, but I'm just going to put a little bit of colour there, just a faint bit. I'm going to go over that again in white later on. That's near enough fit on this bit there, there's a bit there. There she just catches it. I'm going to change airbrush now. I'm going to go to I'm going to put this shadow colour underneath, which is like a blue colour, blue shine on it, and then I'm going to paint the black fur over the top of that. So first of all, I'm going to empty that paint out. What's in here? Because I've got some black in from the background. Just use it up on there just to empty the airbrush. Right, it's black. Now you might think, why don't you put the black on the dog? It's a black dog. Because first of all, I want to put the shadow colour underneath, which is a blue. I'm going to go to the blue. Put some in here. All this should come together quite quickly. And because the blue is too bright, I am going to darken it with some black. So I've got some black already in the airbrush. Just don't want that blue to come out too much. Then I'm going to test it on here, not straight on the painting. Make sure I'm happy with it. I can see a blue tinge colour, and I can there. So now I'm going to look at these parts now where she's dark. That's good. You see, it's coming up very blue there. And I don't really want it to go too near this yellow ochre colour, the yellowy colour where she is, because if you blue and yellow mix, you tend to get green, and we don't really want any green on it. It's not a good idea. So I'm going to go all the parts where I can see it's light. I'm going to try and put in a blue cast. bottom of the ear. And this is also going to separate my black from the dog itself as well. Here. I'm going to concentrate on getting the shapes right. A bit like there. Quite light down the nose. Looks a bit robotic at the minute, the way it's all drawn out, but it's just putting things where they are. But you'll see it all come to shape in a minute. Here. I don't want to lose the information I've got. Keeping my lines. It's very dark there, there's a dark bit there. Want that to show out there. Now that's going against me black, so I'll have to watch you don't lose that, but I'll worry about that a little bit later on. What else are we here? Under the nose. Got round there. Side of here, where that part is, it's dark. Just picking these dark bits out now. Now I've got quite a bit of black showing through on me paint, so now I'm going to add some more blue, because I don't want it pure black, not at this stage. Looking where it comes down the shape of the nose, where she's dark. Round here. Very dark here, pick that up. Now I've also got reference points where we can pick up the colour, so I can relate to where this light is against the dark, and that's what I aim to do there. Now under this eye, quite dark there. Around this ear. Now it's going against black, so I'll just leave a slight shadow so I can see where my outline is. So I'm not going to take it right up to the edge. I can vaguely see that, where the edge of the ear is. Now come in here. Very dark there. And here. This part under the ear. Try and keep a faint outline at the side so I can work out where the edge of her is. Here, quite thick there. Get the remote on your DVD and turn the sound down when that happens, because that's the compressor, because this relies on air pressure. The air comes up this tube and then it pushes the paint out as a spray on there. So when the pressure drops in my compressor, it starts to automatically kick in, and then it starts until it gets enough air, and then I can just carry on working. Okay, back to this. Nearly all dark there, just a few light bits which I'm going to leave. Just spray this on. Either way, it's going to vanish in a minute. You won't be able to see her at all with the black. Bit light there, so I'm leaving a few light bits. Now then, I'm going to this side as well. I've missed that. Here she's quite dark there. Quite a good dark bit there. and pretty much everywhere else she's light. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to change colour a little bit now. Bring some of this light bit in. Okay. Go to this one, which I'm me amber colour, and I'm going to add some white to that. There we go. Test it, make sure I get the colour I want. And get as light as I can. And that's going a bit lighter now, coming lighter. I'll actually add a bit more white to that, because she's very light under this part here. You don't mind a tiny bit of the yellow in the colour going off. Now I'm getting my colour I want. You have to have a light colour to paint white on. So if you use white on the fur, you have to get a colour you can actually paint the white on, because you can't paint white on white, it just doesn't work. I'm going to put a few white bits in here. I'm also going to pick up, just for my own benefit, around the shape is, even though it's dark, I'm just going to pick up a shadow there so I know where the outline is going to be. So that's just for my own benefit, but that'll be taken off further into the painting. In the ears, and I want to get a blend in there as well. Rough guide there. You start to see her again now, because at one point with all that darker was put in on, I thought, oh my god, we're gonna she's just gonna vanish into the background. But I'm reading my drawing now, looking for little bits of light bits here, and I'm just fitting them in there. Now from there to there it's lighter. I'm just going to go a bit lighter on that. Now then, these dots at the top half, lighten that. It's got a couple of Rottweiler dots. She's a German Shepherd, but there you go. You can see her from miles away when you look through the dots in her eyes. It's like a main feature. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and do a little bit of work around the eyes, just to get them locked in. The mouth is quite a bit more complicated, and I'm going to be coming back to that. So, what done with darkening? This is it. Now, I'm looking at the eyes, and I'm going for just a little bit more detail now of the shape of the eyes. So I want to be quite accurate with this. So, go, just make sure. I'm happy with the shape on my drawing, but I want to just sort of crisp it up a bit to make sure it sort of keeps the shape. Now by darkening it, I'm setting the eyes back a little bit. I'll just flash it up at my picture there. There we go. What's happened, it sprayed up a bit of dark, but it doesn't matter, I'll cover that up quite easily later on. Over this side, which it comes up and round, get a nice shape on it, and then here, it's very dark there, near where I nose, so I want to darken that bit. I'm going to go to lighter colour. I'm going to just do a little bit on the eyes. that screw took forever there. Get rid of a bit of this paint because it's got some light paint in it. I'm going to darken it. We'll get a nice brown colour for the eye. Oh, there we go. Loving that. Right. Everybody seems to think of eyes just having a round circle and another dot in the middle, but it's not. You've got to look at the detail of how that shows round that eye there. And I've got to do just the same. So keep my brush still, press in. And get this shape. Now it goes to there, and then it's thick there and then narrows off there. Okay, the other eye. Here, it's just showing down the side there. It's very, very dark on the next bits there. So I'm just going to darken that there. I think because I like this colour, I'm just going to darken that top part, bring that colour into this part there. So just darken that. See, it's a bit of a bonus for me, that, to be able to pick up a colour like that. And I can separate that where the white's going to be. Here at the bottom of the dots. Call them Rottweiler spots. And just around the edge there. May have to lighten them a bit later on, but there's no big rush at the minute. Looking here, it's white there, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a bit of shadow in there, so when I paint the fur, that dark there will really make it stand out for me, and it'll help me. See where else it's quite dark? Just a bit here. I'm just going to darken that ochre a little bit. It is a bit like that. Down here, on the side of the nose there. Now then, okay, going back to the eye, because I got a little bit sidetracked there. Gonna go with a little bit of blue into this dark. So I'm going to use that, get rid of that blacking that's in the brush. Try and get a hint of blue in the colour now, just round the outside of this eye. It's going to go on the inside. Yeah, that's got it. That's good, that. Okay. Come to the next one, and it's more or less, it's quite light there. So I'll put the blue on to give me, so that'll allow me to put a light colour onto it. So I'm sort of going to fill that in more or less all of it. And then I'm going to put the white on top of the eye here, which has got some fine detail, on this part here. So need to just run a bit of that out. It's not too critical at this moment, but I'll just highlight where that eye is. This bright light. Comes just into the brown there. A bit there. I'm just picking up a highlight there. That's really good. Slightly there. And there's a tiny bit of dark there, which I'm going to have to paint that by hand because it's so delicate there. But I'll come back to that in a minute. Right, light here. Just bring some light into there. And then reading the drawing, looking at a drawing. There's a little light part there. And then it lightens here. Now this is going to lighten too much. I'll have to go back over this with some blue. But in the meantime, that's telling me that that is there, and I'll be able to identify where that is later on. Right. I think what we're going to do now is I'm going to take a little bit of a break now, and we're going to, in the next section of the video, what we're going to do is that we're going to just, hang on, yeah, I can get, while we're here, just do that little bit of a nose there, which is blue. I've got the colour on. But we'll come back to this video again, and we'll start to paint a little bit of fur on it to make it a bit more detail, and then maybe do some work on the mouth now where the tongue is. So that's a bit more difficult. So just for now, go and have a brew, and then we'll come back and speak to you later. Thanks. See you in the next part.